Club football is back, baby, and we return with a matchup full of history, frustration, redemption, as Barcelona sitting in fourth place. So much drama coming off a kind of a mediocre matchup against Rayo Vallecano, and yes, 7 points through 3 games. But let's be honest, it has not looked convincing. And then there's Valencia. This is not just another game for them. This is personal. Last season, Barcelona embarrassed Valencia out of 3 games they played last year. It was a narrow 2-1 victory in the Mestalla Stadium, and then there's a 7-1 humiliation as a second, and a 5-0 in the Copa del Rey for that third matchup. So for a club like Valencia, with history, with their pride, that doesn't fade away. This sits in the locker room, in the stands, in the DNA of the club. But there is a difference this year. Valencia is under new management. Carlos Coberan has taken over, and suddenly this team looks organized, disciplined, and hungry. And when you look at the first 3 games under this manager this season, it has been kind of a lot of mixed emotions. A 3-0 victory over Getafe, which cannot be overlooked, a 1-0 defeat on Osasuna, and a hard-fought draw against Real Sociedad. Not dominant, but one thing is for sure, it's very competitive. This team is competitive. So now let's flip it. For Barcelona, this is about sending a message. 3 games, 7 points, a 3-0 victory over Mallorca, a 3-2 against Levante with the remontada, and a frustrating draw against Rayo Vallecano. It's been solid, but far from convincing. Finally, back home after 3 road trips, finally with their own fans, and albeit being 6,000 fans at the Johan Cruyff Stadium, which so many people are very upset about, and with their leader coming back in time, just in time, Robert Lewandowski, the 37-year-old striker. Lewandowski has been on fire against Valencia. 7 goals out of the last 5 games versus Valencia. He owns this matchup. He always seems to score at least 1 or 2 goals. So hopefully we can keep that going in this matchup as well. So what's on the line here? For Barcelona, it's about shaking off inconsistency and proving there's more than just flashes of brilliance. For Valencia, it's a revenge, respect, and the chance to show that under Coberan, this is a new era. But Barcelona has bigger things to fight for and will be looking to crush their dreams. Hi everybody, welcome to Barça Volume. Welcome to another preview matchup between Valencia and Barcelona, or Barcelona and Valencia at the Johan Cruyff Stadium with only 6,000 fans. But guys, before we keep going to the strengths and weaknesses, we're gonna be doing the lineup. We're gonna be doing predictions. We got so much more takes for you coming up. But before we keep going, please make sure you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, and you let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predictions on this video, and I want to read you all. But guys, let's get into the strengths and weaknesses. Let me start with Valencia. Their biggest weapon is counterattack. This is a team that thrives when you give them space. When you push forward, they punish you with quick transition. They also very efficient in front of goal. If they create chances, they usually finish them, and this is kind of what worries me. And they love the through balls, using the pace and timing to catch defenses sleeping. And this is why I am a little concerned about this Valencia side that will make things a little complicated. But here's the flip side, okay? Their weaknesses play right into the hands of Barcelona's strength. Valencia struggles defending defending down the wings. Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Rashford, and they give away way too many fouls in dangerous areas, kind of like they did against like Rayo Vallecano to be more exact, and against a team like Barcelona with set piece threats and wingers who can leave on the flanks. That is a recipe for disaster for Valencia. And defensively, they are not great at stopping opponents from creating chances either. In other words, they'll let you play, and that's exactly what Barcelona loves to do. Now, Barcelona, their strength are exactly what you expect: set pieces, wing play, long shots, and the ability to come back from losing positions. So if Valencia scores a goal, Barcelona can very well come back from this game, because this Barcelona team is so resilient under Hansi Flick. And this is a team that creates opportunities in multiple ways. And when Lewandowski is in form, those chances are usually turning into goals. And they also have an aerial power to be dangerous on both ends. But, and it's a big but, Barcelona's biggest weaknesses is defending counterattacks. And who are they playing this weekend? One of the most dangerous counter-attacking sides in La Liga. So this is not a recipe for Barcelona. This is not a good recipe for Barcelona. No, that's a clash of styles. If Barcelona commits numbers forward without balance, Valencia can hit them where it really hurts. A little bit of the same of what Rayo Vallecano did against Barcelona in Vallecas. So the takeaway is simple. The game will come down to control. If Barcelona can dominate possession and stay disciplined in transition, they should really overwhelm Valencia's shaky defense down the wings. And on the set pieces, they should be more successful as well. So the takeaway is simple. The game will come down to control. If Barcelona can dominate possession and they stay disciplined in transition, they should be able to overwhelm Valencia's shaky defense down the wings and also on set pieces. But if they get sloppy, if they leave space in behind, Valencia have the tools to punish them quickly and efficiently. So that is an area where Barcelona really needs to be really careful. So now let's take a look at some of the lineups. Let's take a look at some of the few areas of this game that I really want to talk about, because I feel like it's very important for me to just kind of go over, right? Especially when it comes to the lineup. So the lineup that SofaScore is giving me that I really disagree with, but let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with this. But it's telling me that Joan Garcia is going to be the goalkeeper, which I'm fine with. Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia. I do not expect Eric Garcia to start. As a matter of fact, I think Kubarsi gets the start of this game as a right CB, right along with Christensen as a left CB. So I think we finally get to see that combination that we all been wanting to, Kubarsi and Christensen, the double C, baby. Let's get it going. Also, Gerard Martin is looking to make a comeback in La Liga, getting the start in this game over Balde, who is still injured at this moment. So when it comes to the pivot, right? Of course, Casado is going to play the double pivot with Pedri because Frankie is still injured. So Frankie will not be back in this game. So I do expect Pedri to play along with Casado. I do agree here. I think that Olmo will get the start. So now, I have been on record to saying that I would prefer Fermin Lopez. So I personally do Fermin Lopez at the 10, but I do think that Hansi Flick will be doing Dani Olmo at the 10 as well. Now, Rafinha, of course, Rafinha on the left wing, Lamine Yamal on the right wing, and of course, Ferran Torres as the number 9. Now, I do not agree with this either. I believe that Lewandowski played in the international break, and will be Lewandowski who will be getting the start over Ferran Torres, and that is exactly what I'm expecting. Now, the two managers, right? Carlos Corberán have done an amazing job of Valencia, by the way. This is not the same Valencia that we annihilated, that we scored on like 15 goals in 3 games last season. This is a totally different team. Here to be honest with you. So that's always something that we need to talk about. So now, as far as the managers, right? Hansi Flick, Carlos Corberán, players that are out, it would be Andre Almeida for Valencia, Philip Organic, and then of course we have Mark ter Stegen, Gavi, Alejandro Balde, and Frankie de Jong are all out of these games. Even though they are listed as doubtful, they are basically out for this game. That they will not be playing. But if there's a lineup that you guys would prefer over this one, let me know. And like I said, the last 3 matches, I already said this. Barcelona has beaten W Valencia and should be able to take care of business here, to be quite frankly with you guys. But guys, before I get to my prediction, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and always let me know in the comments what are your predictions. And now let's get on to my final thoughts and also my prediction for this game. So I feel like at the end of the day, right, I think this game comes down to levels. Barcelona, even in a rough patch, still have more talent, more depth, and more ways to score than Valencia does. Lewandowski, if he is red hot against Valencia like he usually is, Barcelona will be successful and they will be looking to make a statement win in their first home game. Actually, even though they're not going to be playing at the Spotify Camp Nou, it's still going to count as a home game. Valencia, no, they will have their moments. Their counterattack, they will create chances, and I do think that they'll get on the scoreboard. But over 90 minutes, Barcelona's quality, especially on the wings with Lamine Yamal, with Rafinha, and on set pieces, I think it will just be too much for Valencia. And my score prediction is 3 Barcelona, 1 goal to Valencia. A performance that puts the pressure back on top of the table. But here's my bottom line. Barcelona come into this game under pressure. 3 shaky matchups, a fan base demanding consistency, a coach who knows Hansi Flick. With every drop point, the critics are getting louder and La Liga will start slipping away. But the return of Lewandowski, the chance to play at home, and the need to make a statement, this feels like a moment for Barca to show us who they really are. On the other side, Valencia walks into this game with nothing to lose and everything to prove. Carlos Corberán has them playing and believing again, and what better way to prove themselves than that they're a new club than going and knocking down Barcelona. That's, this is La Liga at the end of the day. Any given day, any given team, right? This is passion. It's redemption for some. It's pressure for others. And this Sunday at the Johan Cruyff Stadium and in front of just 6,000 fans, we are going to find out if Barcelona can rise to the challenge or if Valencia's revenge tour is only the beginning for a new era for Valencia. La Liga is back, baby, and Barcelona versus Valencia. Let's go.